We are live on the air.
Live.
Hello, theoretical listeners.
Yeah, they'll hear us in about 2 minutes.
We are in the future.
/incomparable pods /live.
Well, if people are
Zoom.
listening
Yes,
to
we are
the
live
podcast version, we are really in the past. Yes. Well,
All right. We're still in the future, but also in the past.
It depends on your perspective.
We really couldn't tell you where we are.
I'm recording. Yeah. I have my character sheet. I have Roll20.
Yeah.
I don't think
character sheet good. Anything. Roll20. You're recording. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it.
Everything going. Should be
Dear
like hold up a
wherever you
newspaper or something.
We hope you're doing well wherever you are.
Right wherever
now.
It is you are in time, space,
Yes.
and what's the other one?
If you're in the past, stay.
Do you ever think about like someday the only archive of civilization is going to be our civilization is going to be like our servers and stuff, assuming backups don't fail, whatever, and aliens find Earth and they find the servers and like TPK is what they know of human civilization, and it's
oh my god, that's amazing.
That would be so
yeah, wouldn't
good.
that be yeah?
That's all that they need to know. You don't.
I mean, that just adds a lot more pressure.
My totally realistic scenario.
Do you imagine the way that these people would think the world went?
Yeah. Exactly. Just
Mike is like, oh my god, I'm very overwhelmed. No.
Yeah, I am suddenly.
Let us bring this back down to a
deception.
Smaller,
that's what I was looking for.
Smaller thing that Mike is
much more manageable.
Dumplings. We're here for dumplings.
Yay!
Yes.
Okay,
Yay.
so if everybody is ready and recording, then I will start with the introduction. Remember that you'll all introduce yourselves, your characters, and then we'll get into it. All right, 3, 2. Hello and welcome back to Total Party Kill, the podcast where we play Dungeons and Dragons live on the internet. That's what we love to do to help you all have a great time listening to us play Dungeons and Dragons. I am your dungeon master. My name is Micah Sargent, and we have an awesome cast of characters joining us across this realm. We'll start with the person to my left in this Zoom call. That is Annette Weerstra. Hello, Annette.
Hello, Micah. I am here, and I am playing Isidore Lenore, who is a Dragonborn paladin. And mostly what I remember about last time is that they really like dumplings.
Also joining us this week, James Thompson. Hello, James.
Hello. I am playing Blarb, who is a changeling warlock who uses they them pronouns, and Blarb is currently masquerading as one Jet White Blossom, who is a human who uses she her pronouns.
Interesting. We are also joined by Aline Sims. Hello, Aline.
Hello, I am playing Evinia, I think I made her a drow. It just says elf cleric. And Evinia and I both use she, her pronouns.
Wonderful. And last but certainly not least, now past their debut on Total Party Kill, it's Brian Guffey. Hello, Brian.
Hello, I am playing Thalmar Skystrider, who is a genderless Shadarkai artificer, and their pronouns and my pronouns are they, them, and I've decided that they now speak like this. Very much. I'm very excited.
Very good. Very good. I also love having an artificer in the campaign because I think that class doesn't get enough attention, and I think it's a delightful class. So when we gathered here last time, we were kicking off this adventure. Our players had come to the Dinsing Night Market in the Radiant Citadel to basically kind of kick off their adventures. You come here and you discover that you can earn a little bit more money from market stalls here than you might be able to otherwise. So coming here and looking to kind of barter and trade and maybe try out a few new things, our players walked around the night market and were quickly met by an interesting cast of characters, and kind of wound up in a bit of hijinks, as one does. There was Lamai Tianmo, the gnome commoner, and Kusa Zungun, the kobold, who run different stores in the night market. And there seems to be some sort of feud going on between the two of them. And there is also some thievery that's involved. You all have been tasked with kind of getting to the bottom of what's going on to try to figure out why there's this distrust between the groups and who is ultimately responsible for what has been stolen, and if things have been stolen in the first place. You kind of started your investigation with some interesting questions for different people, and you quickly learned, I think it was Lamai actually, who had a little bit of a come to the gods moment with you to say, hey, look, you all are outsiders and you will be seen as outsiders unless and until you start to prove yourself to be of trust in this group, which outside of the game means one must earn renown in order to gain the trust of the people here at the night market. You also were introduced to one of the two Spicy Brothers, excuse me, not Spice Brothers. That's not the Spice Girls. And that was Kasim Arun. And Kasim kind of gave you a little bit of a tour and said, hey, it's really not worth looking around and like participating in these games. It's a little bit cringe. But you all decided that, Lamai's advice was good. And so we left off with you checking out each of the different events, one of which was the Arun Family Pepper Challenge, where you seem to be testing kind of your endurance and fortitude while eating peppers. The Battle Prawn Challenge, which is some sort of cooking competition that's hosted by the guy who makes great dumplings, whose name is Sid. And the Hide and Seek Challenge, which is a game that is hosted by Madame Culp, who Avinia met early in the game, or early in the adventure, for trading silks. So you all find yourselves in the middle of the event grounds, having just kind of peeped at each of the events and are deciding which of the games you plan to play.
I believe, because I am a lightning dragon, that I was going to do the spicy
Yes.
Spice Brothers challenge because I like spicy.
Okay,
'Cause you
and
are spicy. Let's be
I
clear.
am spicy.
all
We have
four
so
of
much
you
from the
are
Sid.
able to compete if you'd like, in the same challenge. I mean, basically, you can go challenge to challenge to challenge. You can split up if you'd like. It's completely up to you how you want to handle these challenges. So, yeah, perhaps your characters can work out how you want to go about doing this.
I
I
mean,
mean,
we
we
could,
know how much I love dumplings.
We can do it together.
We could.
I mean, I feel truly the best renown is getting to know each other.
So we should
Friends
play the
we
games
make a long
together, are you
way.
saying?
I mean, if we fail, we
Okay.
fail together.
Or one of us could win. And, we increase our odds of winning all of the games between
But we
us.
could play them all, then we could
Yeah,
win them all.
You're allowed to play them all.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm assuming that if we fail, do we lose renown?
Well, you could
We don't
become-
have any to lose at
can't
this point.
lose.
I
what
was
you
like,
have,
you can
yeah.
also become renownedly bad at the games.
Yeah,
and
at
make
least they'll
people
know who
love
we
you,
are.
Ooh.
right? Like
Yeah.
my Annette, not Isidore's,
What?
ineptitude at trivia.
I,
Does it make
well, I
people
don't do
hate
game
me?
shows anymore because I'm not good at it.
I think
I
Dalmar
keep
would
playing. I'm so bad, and I keep playing.
I think Dalmar would want to play all of the games because they love experiencing new things. And new experiences are so important to them after being trapped in a world that has nothing ever,
In a world.
all the time. In a world where there is nothing. Oh, between us, Michael, we could just go back and forth. In a world.
Exactly.
So yes, I think Thalmar is going to say, I want to play all the games. Who wants to play them with me?
I will definitely do. I will do it. I'm in.
Sure.
Yeah, I
Do
mean,
Okay. So it sounds like all of you are going to try each game, and from the sound of it, we're starting with the Arun Family Pepper Challenge. Is that correct?
yep.
Sure.
Sure.
Let's start with
right.
the peppers.
So you all walk to the beautifully adorned tent that is covered in sort of red and orange fabrics, very bright. It shimmers, and the scent of spice kind of wafts from within the tent. You see a human garbed in garish red and green walk up to you, very clearly in the uniform of the Spicy Brothers. And they say, "Hello, are you looking to participate in the Spicy Brothers Family Pepper Challenge?"
Absolutely. We are very excited. I love to try new things, and peppers. I've never really had a taste for the spice, but I want to acquire one.
Wonderful, wonderful. These are delicious and at times challenging peppers. I would like to explain the rules of this challenge. First and foremost, as you will see, and they kind of put their hand to the side and show you inside the tent. You can see people sitting inside. Participants sit at a table. You have a basket of mixed peppers before you and several pitchers of milk. Now, during each of this game's 3 rounds, you have to select one pepper from the basket, and all you have to do is eat it. But here is the trick. Any participant who eats a pepper each round without reaching for the milk or leaving the table, because you simply can't handle the heat until the 3 rounds are over, is a winner. Now, it is important to understand that violence and magic are not permitted during the event. So, we will be keeping an eye out for that. And if you do break those rules, you will obviously be disqualified. I would like to know if any of you have any pepper allergies, because that would also disqualify you from participating in the event.
Not
do
that I
not.
know of.
Wonderful. We'll just need you to sign this waiver here.
I sign it with a flourish.
I signed it with
Sure.
a pen.
Sign.
Okay, so all 4 of you sign the waiver, which actually everybody can give me a perception check. And if anybody rolls over a 15, you'll have the full understanding of what is in the waiver.
22.
All right. So you see that it is truly just a waiver that says basically, if you're allergic to peppers, we told you not to eat these. And if anything happens to you, that's your bad, not ours. So yes, you sign your waivers. It's starting to become a thing with me. I seem to have waivers in all my games I'm running. But the attendant says, if you'll just wait a few moments for the next event to begin, that would be great. We're just about finished with this round. And you kind of get led over to the side where you're able to watch this event unfold. Now, for an understanding of how this works outside of the adventure for you, my players, you are going to roll whenever you're instructed to a D10. That D10 will determine what pepper you pull from the basket. Depending on the pepper you pull from the basket, what Peter Piper pepper you pull, you will have a certain constitution DC that you will have to hit. So it's a saving throw, essentially. If you
Excellent.
successfully save, then you are able to eat the pepper with no problem. If you fail, you do eat that pepper, but you have disadvantage on the next saving throw that you make during the challenge. Okay.
Sneaky.
So yeah, it's kind of like you're still in it, but it's starting to hurt because if you fail a saving throw by 10 or more based on the DC, then you drink the milk or you leave the table. It's totally up to you which one you decide to do. So now that my players understand how this is played, the characters are sitting there by the side, and the individual comes up to you and says, okay, if you could all take your seats around the table, and kind of beckons you over to sit down and kind of get yourselves ready.
Time.
Let's sit down, settle in.
Who's excited?
Right.
I'm excited.
As you're all kind of chatting amongst yourself, a crowd applauds from nearby bleachers as you're led into the broad open space of the event tent. Before you is a square table bearing a massive basket of colorful peppers and several pitchers of milk. Welcome, challengers, to the Arun Family Pepper Challenge, shouts a bombastic announcer standing near the table and wearing a red pepper-themed costume. I'm your host, V. Arun, and I hope everybody here is ready to greet the heat, V says, as the audience also joins in and shouting, greet the heat, and turns to all of you and says, are you ready, challengers?
Yeah.
I want to do an investigation check on,
Okay.
or no, an insight check on the audience, since we were told that the locals like to make fun of the people who participate in these events.
Interesting.
I want to see if they're like actually excited or if they're like mockingly excited. Like,
Okay. Yeah, give me an insight check.
there's a lot going on, so I rolled a 10.
Okay. With a 10, it's honestly a coin toss. You think some of them are making faces that could be stomach upset or could be sort of kind of disgust that you're even playing this game. You're not quite sure. Some of them look super, super excited, but they could also be kind of eyes wide open because there's a pepper in their mouth that is causing them distress and surprise. So yeah, you're just not sure. V looks to each of you and I think gets closer to you, Blarb, and says, I didn't hear that excitement.
I'm excited, Blob monotones in a distinctly unexcited. Or
That's just the way she shows her excitement.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
as a
Oh.
book trader, not a lot of excitement.
She has a very small range, but there's a lot packed in there. You just have to get to know the differences.
Nuance, right? Yes, you'll find some nuance in these peppers as well. So, I guess we'll just have to see how this goes. Let's go ahead, and what I would like for the four of you to do is roll for initiative to determine the turn order.
We're going to be
That's
fighting
just
peppers.
no
Yes.
fighting peppers, just helping to.
Ooh,
keep track
Okay.
of who goes.
What is that? It's just a-
20,
Where do I
20.
click for that?
Just you should see a button
initiative.
on your character sheet that says initiative.
Well,
Okay,
I rolled a
Isidore.
1 plus 2.
So I'm
I
excited.
rolled a 2.
All right, let me add Isidore, who got a 22. And then
That's bad.
Thalmar got a 2. And Blarb, what did you say yours was?
I rolled a 1 plus 2 initiative, so 3.
3. And Avinia?
5.
5.
Ooh,
Okay.
so that's how that looks. I've never seen that before. My first time.
And so, starting at the top with Isidore, go ahead and roll a d10 for me. Actually, before you do, hold on one sec. Because V kind of walks over and says, it looks like you're going to be first. Are you ready to try to beat the heat?
I'm here to beat the heat.
Let's see if you can do it. and go for a pepper. And now you can roll.
Okay, so how I do this is like I dramatically cover my eyes with one hand and then reach into the basket with the other. Not that I don't cook, so I don't actually know what any of these peppers are. I have no idea. And I roll a 7.
A 7. Okay. You reach into the basket and you pull out a pepper between green and red, which in this, not on the color wheel, is orange. And as you kind of get it closer to your mouth and your nose, you smell a kind of sweetness coming from it. So you go ahead and bite into the pepper, and I need you to make for me a Constitution saving throw, and I will reveal whether you save or not, but I'm not going to give you the exact DC.
Well, being as I'm so bragging about how much I like spice, I rolled a 6. And that includes a +2, friends.
Wow. So you roll a 6 as you bite into this pepper. And at first, everything's fine. Ooh, this is sweet. This is a sweet pepper. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And so you're kind of like nomming down on that thing. And then as soon as it gets to the back of your throat, the fire starts to rise and you let out like like a cough that kind of has a little bit of steam on it. And you're not feeling great. You, on your next turn, remember, will have disadvantage on your saving throw. All right. You see V kind of say, oh, I don't know. That pepper looks like it's getting to you, but I have to give you credit. You really showed some enthusiasm there. Let's see what we can expect from you, Avinia.
Oh my. Okay. 3.
A 3. Okay. So you pull out a green pepper. It is almost like a bell pepper, but smaller, much smaller in shape. And you bite into it and notice this crisp crunch to it that just feels refreshing. It's nice. Go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Against niceness.
16 against niceness.
16. All right. You very easily consume that pepper. Not even, I mean, it's almost like there's a smugness as you are all kind of looking around going, was that supposed to have some, what, okay, if that's a pepper. And you see V kind of say, oh, yeah, that one clearly got picked off the vine a bit too soon. Good for you, Avinia. Let's see what you can do. The most enthusiastic player here, it's Blarb.
AKA Jet. Nobody knows I'm called Blarb.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I did briefly Google how changeling physiology works, because I'm briefly trying to work out, can I like rearrange my internal organs in a fashion which will protect me against this? And I could not come up with a good answer. So what do you think, Mike?
So one of the things that's happening is there are 2 mages who are kind of constantly feeling out the magic on the battlefield. And I don't know, because it's not inherently magical, right, what you're doing, but they're basically keeping an eye on subtle changes that are taking place. So I think you would have to give me like a deception check at disadvantage to reconstruct your internals while two people are watching you closely, because this isn't a thing where like multiple people are going at once, so they have to keep an eye on everybody. Literally all of their magic is focused on you right now, and there are two of them. So yeah, you could do it at disadvantage if you wanted to add that to your, to the
I
game.
should have basically thought about this before I sat down. And then I could have probably done something. All right, well, I think we'll just play this one as straight as I can do. So that is a 5.
Alrighty. You pull out a yellow pepper, and you pop it into your mouth and kind of bite into it. It's also very crisp and a little bit refreshing, though kind of tangy. And go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, that is a 17.
17. All right. You chew through that pepper, no problem. And V says, "Oh, that's one of my favorites. It's quite tasty and sort of sour. I do like a sort of sour pepper. Very good there, Jet. I hope you enjoyed that. And, well, I hope you're having as much fun as the rest of us are."
Jet's expression does not radiate fun.
She loved it. You could totally tell.
Last but not least, V comes around and says, "All right there, Thalmar, reach into the basket of peppers and pull out your fate."
Thalmar, I rub my hands together in glee. I'm so excited to play this game. And then I get a 10.
A 10. Okay.
Oh no.
It's like, does the higher number mean
I don't
spicy?
know.
We'll find
You
out.
pull out a pepper that is nearly black. It is
Oh
not.
Lord.
It is not wrinkled or anything like that. It doesn't look like it's a spoiled pepper or anything. It's just a deep, deep, dark brown color, and it has, when the light hits it, kind of a red sheen to it, and
Nice.
you tentatively bite into this pepper, and as you're kind of chewing on it, you get a sense of like, this isn't just sort of a pepper flavor. There's like an undertone of garlic, maybe. You're getting black pepper as well.
Ooh.
You're getting paprika, you're getting a smokiness. This is a very sophisticated pepper. And so you start to really nom, 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 nom. You're enjoying this pepper.
Wow.
But as you continue to chew on the pepper and feel all these flavors out, something a little terrifying happens as you look around and you notice that all of your companions don't look like they used to. And instead of seeing the face of Jet and Avinia and Isidore, you see where their face should be just a skull. And
Huh.
what does Thalmar do as Thalmar sees skull faces in place of your companions' faces?
So Thalmar comes from a plane where everybody is almost like it's caught between death and life anyway.
Fair.
So
Okay.
this is concerning, but not deeply terrifying as much as Thalmar is probably like, okay, something very strange is going on right now, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. Thalmar, like, I probably first, like, is just like checking in with themselves to be like, am I still in the place where I think I am? You know,
Nice. Yeah,
is
for sure. You're
everything,
kind of like a
touching the table, making sure.
Yeah, you're recentering yourself, right?
Yeah,
You're doing the sort of like
absolutely.
somatic.
Yeah,
Very good.
so yeah, but it's like, and says you all are skulls right now. Did your faces change? Like, are you all still you? I mean, I've never seen a dragon skull before, and let me tell you, like, that looks really interesting. Oh, whoa.
I-
Okay, then you
I-
don't need to do that.
I just am like biting like towards you, but it's sort of in a jokey way. I'm like, I think I'm fine.
Is this like when two people decide to do some sort of hallucinogenics together, and the one
Yeah.
person accidentally scares the other person without meaning to? They're like, I thought I was just having fun. But instead they're freaking the person out. Like, you don't look so
We're
good.
getting there, yeah.
I don't even know what my skull would
Oh.
look like. I mean, is this just like a void or?
It's constantly it's constantly sort of like it has a sponginess and like a sort of a viscousness to it that the other ones do not. Like, I clearly now understand that changelings are very different from the inside.
That's something you never want to hear is like your skull appears a little viscous right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
If the doctor says that to me, I'm concerned.
Yeah.
All right. As you kind of continue to chat with your compatriots about what you're experiencing, everything sort of settles down and you come back to yourself. Go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
A 10.
A 10. Well, you, I think, are not unsettled by the skull factor, but I think what happens is that multi-layered experience is just, you're a person who likes new experiences, and I think it's going to linger in your mind as you're thinking about it and kind of throws you out of concentration on your next turn, so you will have disadvantage on the next turn.
I have a +4 to Constitution and still managed a 10. That's all I'm going to say.
That is, yeah, that was a low roll. All right, we are back up to the top. Remember that you'll have disadvantage on this roll, as V says. Now, that is a very expensive pepper you just had. We don't have many of those. I think we harvest 15 of those a year. And so I hope you consider it a rare treat to get to try the skull face pepper.
how did it get that?
Exactly. It's kind of weird. I wouldn't pay that much for it.
And you see V kind of shake a little bit, like back and forth, a little dance, as V comes over to Isadora again and says, all right, it's time for your next pepper as we kick off round 2. Will our challengers beat the heat? And you see confetti cannons shoot red and orange confetti into the air behind the
exciting.
stands. These two are campy as hell. All right, Annette, kick it off.
Okay, so I am feeling a little less confident, so I'm not closing my eyes this time, and I'm trying to find like I think a big pepper. I don't know a lot, but often bigger peppers are less spicy than small ones. So I'm
'cause
trying
they're,
to
like, less
dig around
concentrated.
for like a big pepper. Am I successful?
Well, roll a d10 and we'll find out.
Rolled a 7 again, so I got the same one as last time.
You did get the same one as last time. It is a bigger pepper, and it is a delicious pepper. And here's the thing. There's something interesting about what you've done, because you have a pepper that is not challenging, meaning that you actually don't have to roll with disadvantage
nice.
as you attempt a Constitution saving throw for me.
Okay, so I know what I'm expecting. We're hoping. I rolled a 6. And
How is your
that's with-
Constitution so low? You're a big
+2.
dragon with armor.
I
And
know. I rolled a 4.
Squishy on the inside.
Yeah, apparently under pressure and under, so.
pressure. You hear V say, pushing down on me.
Pushing down on you.
V says, oh, that is another one of those delicious peppers, and yet it seems to be a bit of a challenge for you, friend. We'll have to see how your final round goes as we come back around to you. Up next, Vinia, take it away.
Okay. Well, I'm feeling okay, but I saw saw what happened to my new friend over there with the skull peppers, so I'm gonna reach a little cautiously, try to avoid anything that looks like the one that they ate. And I rolled a 2.
A 2. Okay. You pull out it's a pepper that's kind of transitioning to a yellow color. It's right on the cusp, so sort of a limeish green, and it doesn't have much scent to it. In fact, as you bite into it, doesn't have much flavor either. And you're a little, I think, well, how does Isidore feel? Not Isidore. How does Avinia feel about a flavorless, unchallenging pepper? Thankful or kind of bored, or what you thought?
I think relieved. Like I don't want to see skulls. I'm good without that.
Nice. So go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw. This is your second round, so you're starting to get more familiar. And with this, and I should have said that for you too, Annette. The DC is 10 for you,
Okay.
Aline.
Totally missed it. I got a 6.
Oof. Okay.
We're
Keep
rolling
that in mind
awesome.
as you.
Yeah.
I think that you're feeling so relieved that you maybe let your guard down
Ah.
going into the third round, and so you'll have disadvantage on your next saving throw.
Okay.
You're like, it'll be another one like this. It won't be a big
Yeah.
deal. So you see V kind of grab that bag of peppers and say, "Ooh, these challengers really are trying to beat the heat this time around. Here we go, Jet. Can you get an interest in pepper? Maybe something that'll actually light up that face of yours. We'll have to find out. Can you beat the heat?" And V kind of annoyingly gets very close to you as he says, "Can you beat the heat?" And has the bag of peppers right in front of his face, which is right in front of your face. So he's like peering over the bag, looking you directly in the eyes.
Maintain perfect eye contact and boldly reach in slowly and just pull out whatever is in there.
V hates this, and it's
That's-
amazing. Go ahead and roll a D10.
This is how you get renown, by annoying people.
Like, exactly. It's like, who is this person?
That is a 9, which does not seem good.
I am so glad. Micah is so glad someone rolled a 9. Okay. You pull out a pepper that is transitioning from orange to red. So it kind of has waves of both colors on it. And as you put this pepper into your mouth, you, even before you bite into it, feel a spiciness, and you almost don't want to bite into it, but you see V standing there just watching, waiting as you kind of crunch down on it. Go ahead and give me your Constitution saving throw. The DC is 18.
No, I am not going to get that because I've got +1. That is a 5.
As you kind of crunch into the pepper and I think kind of quickly swallow it, just getting this over with and not having to deal with V, you see V kind of put down the bag almost in defeat and step back, kind of a little bit downtrodden, as you feel something erupt from your changeling esophagus, and you cough. And as you do, steam and pepper flakes sort of flow through the air and unfortunately center around Thalmar, who is next to you.
No.
And what you have done is you have given disadvantage to Thalmar, who I think already had disadvantage, so it's not double disadvantage, which is fine. But yes, it could have been bad. Keep in mind that you do have disadvantage in the final round there, Blarb, aka Jet. All right, V sees that the pepper kind of go through the air as you, I'm sure, maintain every sense of dull boredom.
I like maintain the dull boredom and like just a single tear starts to roll down.
I love that. That's great. V doesn't catch that, unfortunately, and so it's just like, well, at least I get to move along to, I guess this would be in V's head. Well, at least I get to move along to someone who's got a little bit more to give me. And so turns to Thalmar and says, "Are you ready, Thalmar, for your next pepper?"
I guess.
Go ahead and roll a D10 for me.
Same one.
Ooh, you seem to like that skull-faced pepper. You bite into one. It looks almost exactly the same. And you see V kind of look over real quick to the side of the stands and says to himself, "How many of those things do we put in there? We need to see some of these to sell. These are expensive." And then kind of quickly comes back into presenter mode and says, "Oh, we do love a delicious skull face pepper." And as he says pepper, he gets down in your face and you see V's skull face for the first time. And for some reason, V's skull face, where the rest of the skulls were like a dull grayish white color, V's skull is red and then kind of shifts to a gray white. Go ahead and roll I'll give you a choice. You can do a straight up intelligence check for me, or you can do insight, which I can't remember if that's a wisdom off the top of my head or intelligence.
It is wisdom. I will do an intelligence check, and that's just the one at the top, right?
Yeah, you can just click the one at the top.
My God.
Okay.
Your D&D Beyond is not being kind.
You think that there's something to the fact that you saw red bone beneath V's face, and yeah, it's a little concerning to you. And it might be something that you end up wanting to share with your fellow compatriots later on, as it kind of sticks in the back of your head that happened. The spice and the hallucinations settle down, and you can go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw. The DC is 20. This is the hardest pepper to save against.
And is it with disadvantage, or is it because I got the same?
Yes.
It's not. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you do have disadvantage.
Okay, so 2 rolls, right? And we take
2
the lower
rolls,
of the
and you'll
2.
take the low. Yep, absolutely.
There's one. Well, that one was very nice.
That was a good one.
Well, let's see what happens with our
If you roll higher on the second one, then
Nope.
All right. You do not save against this. And so going into the final round, you will have disadvantage once again. V comes back to the top and comes back up and says, "Okay, challengers, we are going into our final round. And somehow none of you have failed in such a way that you are out of the challenge. So let's see what we do here in our final round. Isidore, you're kicking things off. Go ahead and give me a pull from the bag of peppers.
Okay, so I'm changing my tactic as one does, both in the game, and I'm going old school. I'm not. I'm rolling old school
real
dice.
roll.
Will that help? I don't know. It might not.
D10s I hate because they're the most confusing to me because of the
know.
0. And I'm like, is the 0 the 10? Is the
0
1
good?
the 10?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
Well, I rolled a 5, which is very clearly a 5.
That's a nice pepper.
You get a very nice green pepper. Again, very fresh, very tasty. And you need to roll Constitution saving throw. DC is 10.
With a disadvantage. So I
With
have 2 dice,
disadvantage.
rolling them at the same time, blowing on them. How is this going to go? Okay, so 1, I rolled a 2 and an 18. So the 2 is a 4 with my...
All right, so you roll 4. You do not save. However, you were not knocked out of the challenge because that was not 10 fewer than DC of 10. So That's good. V says, well, it appears we have our first winner of the challenge. Will our other compatriots join in the success? Vinia, time for you to pull a pepper.
Oh gosh. All right. Feeling less confident. I got a 4.
A 4. You pull another kind of green pepper. This one is it's shaped like a pepper that you would see in an illustration. It is kind of your classic, not bell pepper, but sort of spicy pepper. And you bite into it with all confidence, noticing that honestly, there's a tiny bit of a burn to it, but not much. Go ahead and give me that Constitution saving throw. Your DC is 10. So the only way to lose is if you somehow get a 0.
I got an 11 and a 12. So that's 11 with disadvantage.
All right, you save, and V says, okay, somehow we have another winner. We're going to have to ramp up these peppers next time. Somebody write that down. Jet, my dear, dear friend Jet, it is your turn. Can you, pull a pepper from the bag?
I reach in and I have rolled a 10. So I pull out yet another expensive pepper just to annoy them.
You see V almost reach for the pepper.
Like, oh no, there's so much
No,
money.
not again.
This is costing me so much.
And then V's like, yeah, no, that's fine. So go ahead, eat it up. Let's see if you can handle it. Well, you also beat the heat.
This is a disadvantage, isn't it? I think
It is a disadvantage. So you need to get an 11 or higher with maths in order to win as well.
Okay. Well, my first is good. That was a 17. 17. So that is an 11.
All right. So congratulations. Congratulations. You have also beat the heat, which is something I know you won't shout along with me. Anyway,
I just keep
last-
eating it, like just munching on the little bits I've got left and just maintaining straight.
If you have any left in your teeth afterward, I will buy that off of you. Okay. Last but not least.
Did I see any skulls, by the way? Just for the.
Oh yeah. Sorry, you would have. Yes. So you bit into the pepper, and you too saw skulls. When you looked at V, you also saw the red, but it shifted back to the white gray, just like what Thalmar saw. And I would like for you to also make the choice between straight up intelligence or insight. Was that what I did last time? I think it was those two.
Yes.
So I'm
Yes.
slightly wiser than I am intelligent. So that's an 11.
Okay. With an 11, you honestly, I think you're just going to chalk it up to pepper weirdness. You're not.
Pepper
I don't
madness.
think it. Yeah, it doesn't really register with you. Unlike for Thalmar, where it's like stuck and needs to talk through it. Thalmar, it is your turn as V holds down the bag and says, "Will our final contestant beat the heat? Let's find out."
Roll that 10.
All right, we're gonna click this D10 here and roll it. Oh, we get an 8.
An 8. Okay. So you pull out a blue pepper. This pepper is like a light blue color that ombres into a dark blue color. And you are curious as you bite into it, and there's a saltiness to it. But the saltiness starts to transition into heat. And as it transitions into heat, it gets deep and powerful and painful. And then right as you're feeling like, I need this milk, it transitions back into saltiness. And you feel it continue to do this
Oh.
as you need to make not one, but two Constitution saving throws for the Burning Waves pepper. Your
Both with
DC is,
disadvantage?
yes, and your DC is 16.
Well, let's
So
see how
here
we
comes
do.
the first one.
All right, we're going to do our little disadvantage here. And roll. Ooh.
So you
10.
do fail, but you don't fail enough that you are out. So let's see the second one, which you'll roll with
All right.
disadvantage.
Ooh.
If you get a 6 or below, then you are
Oh, also got a 10 there too.
all right. So you successfully eat this pepper and feel the waves as they kind of work their way down into your system, that waves of kind of heat into salty coolness. As you see V kind of look around and say, well, this is one for the record books. We've got a 4-team winner. And you see V say to the assistant, go ahead and bring him out. And V's assistant comes out with 4 bowls of creamy yogurt, which help to kind of neutralize the pepper spiciness that you have. And then a person that you have not seen before comes out. Wearing these blue robes, appears to be human, and comes over and says, I have this for each of you, and hands each of you this little, it's almost like a notebook or like a folio. And inside each of you has a stamp that is the symbol of the Spicy Brothers. And this is kind of it's like a little passport, but it also is keeping track of your wins at these challenges.
Ooh.
And so
Ooh,
each
how
of you have
fancy.
received a win, which means outside of the game Table Talk, you each have earned 1 renown amongst the Dinsing Night Market vendors.
We
Nice.
are renowned.
I push away the bowl of yogurt and say, I don't need that. It's fine. While maintaining eye contact with.
I eat it.
Nice. V is actually not paying any attention to you all anymore. Is kind of off to the side talking with the
mad.
audience and really like getting they're the type, they're definitely an extrovert. And so he's definitely an extrovert. And so he gets his energy from, crowd work and stuff like that. So he's talking to them and figuring out what peppers they like. But you do, actually, each of you give me a perception check.
Okay.
And if one of you just needs to get a 15.
I got
I
a
got a
19.
20.
All right.
I got a 2.
So
I
the
got
group.
a nat 20.
Oh,
Nice.
nice. As the group is kind of walking away from the table, you see that assistant that brought the yogurts over is looking through the bag and is pulling out skull face peppers and replacing them with a different pepper and kind of shuffling off into the distance. So yeah, you have successfully completed your first of the 3 events that are available to you. You have an opportunity here to talk to kind of to test your renown and see if it gets you anything. As you notice that, of course, V is there, and then the other people, the other vendors who might be more open to sharing things with you before you go into your next challenge. You kind of get the impression that the market events are in the midst of transitioning to the next kind of rounds. They take little breaks and stuff and go get food and whatever. And so that's what's happening right now. So you've got a little bit of time if you want to kind of stretch your stuff a little bit and check out how renown has affected you.
And
One moment, I pull everybody together and I say, I feel that there's something I need to tell you all. When I ate my second pepper, V's skull was red.
Jet is immediately
Right.
animated and says, I just thought that was the pepper, but I saw
I
exactly
don't
the same thing.
know. It was
Hmm.
very strange.
Is
It's
V
more strange than your
still
head. And I gotta tell you, that's something, Jack.
Did it otherwise look like a normal skull? Like, was
Yeah,
it
yes, it did. It didn't change the
matched
back
his?
to the gray, but it was
Hmm.
very prominent and very unsettling. I wonder what's up about that.
is V still working the crowd
Yes.
without the benefit of a pepper? Could I do an insight check?
Absolutely.
I'm good at insight. I've rolled a 13, but I have a +6, so it's 19 total.
Oh, heck yeah.
Woo!
So, what are you precisely attempting to be insightful about?
If I notice anything that might indicate something unexpected about them, like
Okay. I think as you look over with a 19, you see a person who is just really loves what they do, and is having a great time. So much so that you get the idea that there aren't a whole lot of layers to this person. Like to be able to be this open and free in this moment would suggest that they're not they're not much for hiding things, and it would result in kind of a dulling of their personality if they were, if that makes sense. And this is just a person kind of giving it their all and in their element. So yeah, you don't, there's not suspicion that you feel toward V.
So they're a peach, not an onion.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, got it.
okay.
So which of the other vendors are over there?
You do see Madam Culp, and you see Sid, the dumpling guy.
I know Sid.
Yeah, those are the other two that are around right now. You don't see V, and you don't see Lamai.
I want to go talk to Sid since I
Okay.
have an obsession with flirting with Sid.
Okay.
And with my renown, and I just want to check in and say, you know, I want to see what this gets me. So I want to ask Sid how things are going. If he's noticed anything different or odd lately. You know, has things been normal? Is there anything new happening in the markets?
Sid says, "Well, hello there. Well, that's an interesting question. By the way, I heard that you all just competed in the Spicy Brothers Challenge. Congratulations. It really kind of caught them off guard. I think they're going to have to make spicier peppers next year because it's not often we get 4 winners. Yeah, so, here's the thing. We, not me, of course, but I know a few of the vendors like to see the Zungoon and Tianmo families kind of going at it. If they're going at it and they're fighting each other, then they're not thriving. And so I think it's within the interest of some of the other vendors to at least cheer that on and maybe throw a few jabs here and there, that kind of thing. Because if those two are getting along, it does put a strain on the other vendors who have ongoing deals with both families. So yeah, I mean, ultimately, I'm not surprised to see the two of them fighting, because that's been their history. But I know the well talk, if you will, that's been going on is a little bit of disappointment that they were thinking about ending their family feud.
Well, thank you, Sid, as always. What was it? Oh, well, hold on. Oh no, I was going to say that's because I'm a spicy pepper, Sid. She said you'll have to get
Noted.
some more spicier peppers. So I'm a spicy pepper, Sid. Are you spicy or are you yogurt that cools things off?
I'm Sid. I have to go.
Goodbye, Sid.
Sid kind of turns around and looks and then just doesn't know so keeps walking. It's funny because Sid is a big dude and is not known to be like shy and kind of caught off guard. And so to see this person who sort of, trumps about with like an air of certainty about them is humorous to those vendors who know Sid pretty well.
Jet just rolls her eyes.
Just once,
Would you-
completely very strangely because she's actually a changeling.
She knows how
Yeah.
to roll human eyes. So
Okay.
I got a +6 on performance. I can do this. And the other, it was the Silks person.
Yeah, Madam Culp is also there.
I don't have any personal connection there, so
Hint.
Yeah, I can go up to her and talk to her.
All right. So you approach Madam Culp, who says, "Oh, are you gearing up to take on my challenge?"
Yeah, I think so. I'm a little I feel like the pepper challenge went okay, but I don't know what yours is going to be like. So
I'll tell you, mine's a little bit more challenging than those silly spicy brothers. I heard they're really trying to figure out how to make things more difficult next year. I really hope that they could figure it out, because if we have these challenges seeming to give the appearance of being far too easy, well, then people aren't going to earn the respect that they once did. So it's either you all are very, very good at what you do, in which case you
definitely that one.
have that.
Yeah,
You think it's that?
yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, for
I'd
sure.
like to think that too.
I like the concept of respect inflation.
Something we could all use these days.
Yeah.
That's so good.
But
What inflation do
did-
you have? Respect inflation.
I wanted to say, I heard that you all are in the midst of an investigation of some sort. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, we're just trying to figure out what's going on around here and get the lay of the land. Like, I don't want to play all my cards and be like, oh yeah, we're totally.
Okay, so you say you're just trying to get the lay of the land. Look, there is something I've noticed, something kind of weird. So I hear like there's a lot of the disagreements between them seem to happen where something is stolen from one of their stalls or gets broken at one of their stalls. And from time to time, I walk my beautiful caterpillars, my tut crow. What a weird name. I have to consult my pronunciation chart. Yeah, my tut crow caterpillars. They need some fresh air, and the strangest thing happens every time we walk past one of the Tianmo or Zungun stalls. The caterpillars sort of become a little nervous. They don't want to keep walking past the stalls. I end up having to pick them up and kind of carry them past, whereas normally they have no problem, walking along. I don't know what that means, or if maybe there's some spoiled food. I mean, I genuinely don't know, but my caterpillars usually have no problem walking near market stalls, but they get nervous, and they're pretty sensitive creatures. I'm not sure what that means, but I thought that might be helpful to you as you're looking into things.
Have you ever seen them do this before?
That is a good question. I think the only time, there have been a few times where adventurers like yourselves have come here, and they've gotten a little bit antsy around. They've gotten a little bit antsy around those adventurers who have like familiars. If those familiars seem kind of mean spirited, so to speak. I mean, they are prey animals. And so I think, yeah, predators kind of make them nervous a little. I'm really glad you asked that question because it's not a connection I had made, honestly.
They're the guinea pigs of the caterpillar world.
Yeah, they are the guinea pigs. They're gorgeous, darling. They're gorgeous, though. In fact, let me see if I can show you.
How big are these caterpillars? Are like our world caterpillar size, and there's just like a little
No,
team
they
of
are-
them,
I'm
or,
just,
like,
I'm
to walk
picturing
them, they're like
Oscar the
dog size.
Grouch. What was Oscar the
That's-
Grouch's caterpillar?
Let me see. I think I have a handout somewhere here, and I would love to show you the handout. Where is she? Named NPCs and HIJKLM and boom. Boom. Okay, so yeah, if you look, she's got one in her hair, one on her arm, and one on her shoulder. Aren't they gorgeous?
I will confess that real life in it is actually horrifyingly terrified of caterpillars.
Oh,
I
Have you
don't
seen
understand
the video
why.
of them? They
No.
move whenever you make sounds.
Nope, don't
You don't want to
Oh.
see it. Never mind.
Nope, don't
Yeah,
wanna see
you
it.
wouldn't wanna watch it. Yeah. Now that I think about it, because
I
it
don't-
freaked me out, I don't think you would want to see it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm scared of them because like they're so innocuous, but
No,
are you
that's
afraid
fair.
of spiders
Okay.
too?
No, I'm not. I could see a spider and not
Fascinating.
like I don't love us like when it
Right.
like crawl on me, but
You're
they
not
don't
like,
freak
ooh,
me out
a
the
doesn't
same
give you
way.
the-
Yeah, like I've seen them and like looked at them and studied them, whereas a caterpillar, it's like I'm horrified.
Fascinating.
It's weird.
so-
These look kind of like bunnies though, so
They
I'm
do,
okay with
Yeah, they
these.
do.
So which souls
do.
was it that these freaked out at again? Was it?
The two,
The two people we're investigating.
Yeah, the Tianmo and
The
Zungun
stalls, when they were going past the stalls of the Zungun family and the Tianmo family, which are the
Right.
two families involved.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the people, it was the stalls, they said.
Something related to familiars.
Are they-
maybe.
Do I know anything
Cursed.
else about these caterpillars? Like,
You can give me a nature check.
hmm,
Um,
can
just
try.
gotta
and depending
roll
on how
for you.
high you roll,
13.
a 13. Okay. I think with a 13, you let me see here because I need to remind myself about these delightful little creatures. Where is that? Sorry, this is hard to find now. No, I can't find it. So you know what? We'll have to come back to that because I cannot
Okay.
find where they are. But something does happen right as you kind of, I think you start to look closer at the little caterpillars, and as you are looking closer at them, you hear a loud clattering in the background. And as you look over, you see one of the stalls that belongs to the Tianmo family. They're like people running away from the stall.
Oh,
And as you look closer, you see multiple small fruits that seem to be raining from the sky, and there's like juice of this of these fruits like everywhere. And if you could all give me a perception check, please, I will. As long as somebody gets a 15 or higher, then we will. I'll tell you exactly what the fruit is.
Thank you, Isidore.
I got a 19.
You.
I got a
All
5.
right.
I got a
So
2.
Where are we?
You-
Who are we?
yeah, exactly. So since one of you figured it out, what you see are
I did
persimmons.
get a 16.
Nice. Yeah, so you see persimmons. That's what seems to be raining down from the sky over the shop, and
Out of nowhere?
people
Like we
out
can't
of
see it where it's
nowhere.
coming from.
They're like
That sounds
falling
magical.
from the sky. Yeah. And no one seems to be hurt, but certainly it's a little strange that they are there. I was trying to quickly look up and now I know why I couldn't find them, because there's no listing about these caterpillars. So that's weird. So I think what you know about the caterpillars is that they spin silk, and that they are you're not sure what kind of magic they possess, but they seem to possess some kind of magic, and more importantly, they appear to come from the Feywild.
Oh, okay.
What would you say the challenge rating of one of these caterpillars is?
What,
No, don't, I'm going in I'm not going Nyasa direction. This is
okay. I never
checking.
know when
Just
you're going to
checking.
pull out Nyasa.
The
Energy.
challenge rating of a Tutkrog caterpillar is 0.
excellent. I mutter a few words under my breath, and one appears on my shoulder.
Okay. And as that Tutkrog caterpillar that Micah has all but had to invent wholesale because there's no stat block anywhere, weird, appears on the shoulder of Blarb, who is currently Jet, we ask ourselves, what else will our players learn now that they have won renown? Will they continue to challenge the night market by taking on more of these games and defeating each of the challenges? Will they make everything harder for people who try to play them after today because they continue to be so good at them? And what will come of the disagreements between two long feuding families? You'll have to find out next time on this, the episode of Total Party Kill, focused on journeys through the Radiant Citadel, the adventure, Salted Legacy. Thank you. Goodbye. And beat that heat.
We did. Thank you.
All right. To those of you who are tuning in live, if you are tuning in live, we are going to end today, I believe, yes?
I can do a back check-in. I'm feeling okay sitting here, but let me stand up and walk it around a little bit.
Okay, yeah. Let us know, and we'll base it off of that.
Okay.
So, Micah, explain to me your background. Like, what's going on
That's
here?
so
'Cause
funny.
it's
I
so
hear this a
gorgeous.
lot. Thank you. So, this is a really cool thing that one of my colleagues helped me figure out. What you do is you start by painting the wall with a dark semi-gloss color, and then you take lighter colors of the same shade and you get flat versions of those, and you do like dry brushing over the top of it. And then what happens is the dry brushed flat parts can hold on to light. And so that background is actually being lit from the top with special lights. Let me see, I can change it to green
How
here.
fancy.
And yeah, it takes on those colors all the way through.
So what is the color of the paint then?
The color of the paint is a dark gray. I'll turn off those lights that are adding color, and then I'm going to turn on the light, and you'll be able to see. Hold on.
Wow. Oh, wow. So in other words, you've effectively made your own drop cloth.
Yeah, that's actually
Like
looks really cool.
you made your own drop, like from
Yeah,
a
exactly.
Site. A site.
Yeah.
That's what they would call it. Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, it was really cool how it came together, because whenever he was first telling me, he's like, this is how we painted the wall in the studio. I was like, are we sure? And then I did it, and I was like, wait, no, we're sure, it's real. So yeah, it's turned out really quite nice.
I thought when the question was, explain your background, I was like, well, I was born in Scotland.
It's like, funny that you say that, because literally what just happened is what happened the last time. I was doing a show, and one of the hosts asked me, what is your background? I started to explain, and the other host said, oh, I thought you were talking about their background, like where he's from. All right, how are we feeling?
I think
It's
I should
okay to be
probably.
done.
Yeah, I think I should probably step back just because
cool.
it's starting.
We don't wanna
You don't want
overdo
to
it.
push over. You don't want to. Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, you don't want to overdo it.
We're good.
I will reach out. There's a lot going on for all of us, and then I've also got a little bit more going on, and so it's going to be a minute, but I'll reach out soon with scheduling for
Totally good.
the next one. So thank you, live stream, if you're still there, for being with us today. And hello, Bootleg. Enjoy our ongoing adventure, and we will be back soon with more.
Raining persimmons.
We will have more answers to questions such as these.
Such as these, yes.